The economy of Peru is an emerging, social market economy characterized by a high level of foreign trade and an upper middle income economy as classified by the World Bank. Peru has the 47th largest economy in the world by total GDP and currently experiences a high Human Development Index. The country was one of the world's fastest growing economies in 2012, with a GDP growth rate of 6.3%. With the economy expecting to increase 9.3% in 2021 in a rebound from the COVID-19 pandemic in Peru. Peru has signed a number of free trade agreements with its main trade partners, with China becoming the nation's largest trading partner following the China-Peru Free Trade Agreement signed on April 28, 2009, while additional free trade agreements have been signed with the United States in 2006. Japan in 2011 and the European Union in 2012. Trade and industry are centralized in Lima while agricultural exports have led to regional development within the nation. Peru's economy is dependent on commodity exports, making the economy at risk due to price volatility in the international markets. Though in recent decades the economy has begun to diversify, the extraction of such commodities has brought conflict within the country due to its environmental and social impacts. Beginning in the 1980s, Peru faced economic difficulties as a result of the early 1980s recession and the increased political violence, with the government of Alan Garcia enacting price controls that resulted in hyperinflation. Under the authoritarian government of Alberto Fujimori and with prescriptions from economists Hernando de Soto, a period of an increasingly neoliberal and open market known as Fujishock began in the 1990s. With price controls being discontinued, the privatization of state-run organizations occurring and the promotion of foreign investments happening through the removal of regulations, the economic measures of Fujimori, alongside his brutal repression of political violence within Peru, made the country macroeconomically, though his shock policies increased suffering among the poor and did little to change the poverty rate, leaving behind a polarized legacy. The nation has more recently experienced increased development following the 2000s commodities boom, with improvement in government finances, poverty reduction and progress in social sectors. Poverty specifically has decreased significantly, from nearly 60% in 2004 to 20.5% in 2018, while inflation in 2012 was the lowest in Latin America at 1.8%, with the most recent annual rate standing at 1.9% in 2020. Peruvian economic performance has been tied to exports, which provide hard currency to finance imports and external debt payments. Peru's main exports are copper, gold, zinc, textiles, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, manufactures, machinery, services and fish meal. Its major trade partners are the United States, China, Brazil, European Union and Chile. Although exports have provided substantial revenue, self-sustained growth and a more egalitarian distribution of income have proven elusive. Services account for 59.9% of Peruvian gross domestic product, followed by industry and agriculture. Recent economic growth has been fueled by macroeconomic stability, improved terms of trade, as well as rising investment and consumption. The Tihuatansuyo, or known around the world as the Incar Empire, was the largest empire civilization, which arose from the highlands of Peru sometime in the early 13th century. The last Inca stronghold was conquered by the Spanish in 1572. From 1438 to 1533, the Incas used a variety of methods, from conquest to peaceful assimilation, to incorporate a large portion of western South America, centered on the Andean mountain ranges, including, besides Peru, large parts of modern Ecuador, western and south-central Bolivia, northwest Argentina, north and central Chile, and a small part of southern Colombia into a state comparable to the historical empire of Eurasia. The official language of the empire was Quechua, although hundreds of local languages and dialects of Quechua were spoken. The Inca Empire was organized in dominions with a stratified society, in which the ruler was the Inca. It was also supported by an economy based on the collective property of the land. In fact, the Inca Empire was conceived like an ambitious and audacious civilizing project, based on a mythical thought, in which the harmony of the relationships between the human being, nature, and gods was truly essential. The economy was mainly agricultural, though it reached some animal husbandry and mining development. The primary goal of the Incan economy was subsistence, with a system based on reciprocity and exchange of products. The colonial era sources are not entirely clear or in agreement about the nature of the structure of the Inca government. However, its basic structure can be spoken of broadly, even if the exact duties and functions of government positions cannot be told. At th.